Hey y'all, how's it going? Snowy here. I just wanted to make a video today about kickstarting your self-discovery journey with mindfulness meditation. Last month over in the Haven, my community membership site, I hosted a mindfulness meditation challenge where we went through 21 days of um, practices and exercises to all really help to instill a sense of mindfulness in our daily lives. So basically, I say all that to say, what is mindfulness meditation? Let me go ahead, and my favorite definition, because I have it written here, is a mental state achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations, used as a therapeutic technique. All right, that's a lot. But basically, what it means is taking the time to do anything in a state of mindfulness. So you can literally practice mindfulness meditation doing anything. We're talking walking, which is actually my favorite form, brushing your teeth, when you're eating, literally doing anything throughout the day. Now, with that, I'm going to go on to say that a lot of times people think that meditation is just this state where you're just like, and in to some extent, yeah, you may experience a euphoria from that. However, that's not necessarily the whole idea of meditation. The idea of meditation is to just become better in tune with your thoughts, and for your thoughts to have less control of you, for you to have more control over them. So being also being self-aware. So that's kind of the aspect and the idea behind what meditation really does. It's not to quiet your mind entirely. That's fucking impossible. Nobody can do that. But what you can do is you can get clear on the thoughts that you're having and easily decipher whether they resonate with you or not. The next thing that I want to go ahead and talk about is why practice mindfulness meditation? Now, I can go and I can read, things online about benefits that have been listed. You can Google it yourself. But quite frankly, you're here. And I share my self discovery journey as really a means of really hoping that maybe it can help you to really I don't know, maybe in whatever way that it might be. You can always, you can find a teacher in anyone, whether it's something not to do from that person or something that you would like to try and experience. But just know that everything doesn't have to resonate with you. Just whatever does, take it, and what doesn't, leave it at the door. Okay, so that's my disclaimer. So then I'm going to go on to say the ways to which mindfulness has really changed my life and how I've incorporated into my personal journey. Since I have practiced meditation and mindfulness far more frequently, I have noticed that I have I have less anxiety, reduced stress levels. I'm just overall, I'm calmer, less reactionary to things in life. So many beautiful things like that right there within itself was a huge aspect of where my personal distress and anxiety and depression came from. Were literally from just those aspects alone. Also, I'll note that since I've begun a frequent practice of mindfulness, I am happier and I have an improved sense of self-awareness, if that makes any sense. So not only am I more aware of the surroundings, my surroundings and every person, places, and things around me, but I'm also far more aware of my own self, my own personal feelings, emotions, and thoughts, which is huge. Because with that, I'll also note that after practicing meditation, I also noticed that I used to be so reactionary to things in life, and I would get upset and I'd be easily offended, and I would just respond and react. But since I've began meditating, yoga, running, whatever it is, however, whichever form of mindfulness I practice, overall, I know that I'm no longer as reactionary as I used to be. I no longer respond to things in a manner that I used to. So instead of just getting upset and just getting mad and just reacting to things, I'm literally in a place in my journey where I can just step back from the situation and I can say, like, okay, this is the reason why this is happening. This is why this person is responding in this way. Like this, it has absolutely nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with this person and their response and reaction. And however I take that is just that. It's however I take it, but it's not meant for me. So it's like the ability to step back and to assess the situation as opposed to just literally just charging head first like, you said what? But were you trying to insult me? What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? So that is gold within itself because that is something that I dealt with a lot when I was younger. Now I know that it's because I'm an empath and because a lot of those reactionary feelings and emotions that I'm experiencing are not mine. I'm experiencing those around me. And so that's another video, which actually I have a video about discovering empathy on the self-discovery journey. You should check that out. But with that, I'm no longer reactionary. I don't respond to things like that anymore, I don't just get mad. And when I do get mad, it's over something serious and shit is real. It's a big deal. And not only that, I've practiced mindfulness. So like I've already expressed myself before that I'm upset. And it literally just comes down to just being a human because we are all still human regardless of being spiritual or not. It just comes down to literally feeling like you have exuded all other avenues and there's just nothing else that you can do. And just anger is just like, and anger is not a bad emotion. With that, I'm also going to know there's nothing wrong with feeling anger. Anger is a natural human emotion and we should all experience all of our emotions. And the moment that you begin to bottle them up is the moment that you begin to have issues. And this is also something that's very important with mindfulness. Whatever emotions and feelings that you're experiencing, just know and just learn to accept them. Accept them for what they are, because when you try to fight them and you want to combat them, that's when things become difficult. But if you really take the time to understand, like, okay, I'm upset, and my feelings are valid. Your feelings are always valid. If no one's ever told you, your feelings are always valid. Don't ever let anyone tell you that your feelings and emotions are not valid. They are always, okay? And so with that, you can step back and you can say, okay, so I'm a little upset. And I'm a little upset because I feel like this person will say, for example, I feel upset because I feel like this person is speaking to me in a condescending way. Okay, well, that's a normal emotion. That's a normal human reaction to feel that way. So, okay, so then you can speak yourself down, or not necessarily speak yourself down, but you can speak yourself through these things. And this is what mindfulness is. It's just being more aware and just being more, in tune with that. So it's important. It's very important. So another important note that I think is important for people that are new to meditation or mindfulness meditation is that you don't have to be sitting in crisscross applesauce, like I mentioned before. You can practice mindfulness meditation when you're doing literally anything. When you're practicing meditation, it's the state of being in the zone. We've all experienced it and we've all felt it. Personally, I'm a runner and yogi, and I like working out. So I've always really enjoyed that moment of like, I've hated practice, but I loved competitions, and I loved the moment like the gun went off and it was like we were ready. Like, I loved that because I felt so in the zone, like just so focused on my goal and on my path and what I had planned. And so you can experience this sense of being in the zone when you're doing absolutely anything, even like just running down the street by myself. Like, I can still experience this sensation of the focus and the oneness that I have, just being in tune with myself, with my surroundings. This is meditation, guys. So just know that anytime you experience this, you are in a meditative state, and it's beautiful, okay? But I mentioned mindfulness meditation, and the reason that I made this video is because it's really, I find, is the easiest way to begin the meditation journey. Because the moment that I found out that in the zone, the moment that I correlated that in the zone to being the state of meditation, my whole perception changed. It was like my mind was blown, and my ability to consistently and persistently practice meditation, it just happened. Okay, so if you're new to my page, sorry, excuse the expletives, but it's just where I am right now in my journey. So yeah, so with that, when you're practicing mindfulness meditation, it's easiest when you are focusing on it's a two-part thing, because you're doing an act. So you're doing a physical act, and then you're being aware of the act that you're doing. Okay, so for example, I went to Greece for yoga teacher training, and it was a very spiritual practice, and we had to practice meditative. It was silent eating, but I love books. I had heard about this book, like, similar before. Anyway, so we had to sit there in a very quiet state with one another, sitting on the floor and eating in a communal style. And so basically with that, we would practice mindfulness eating, because you're not talking, so therefore you're much more aware of everything else that's happening and everything else that's going on around you, and also the acts of eating itself. So, for example, like, literally, it's like, okay, so I have the fork. This is my fork. You have the fork. Fork is going to the plate. My mouth is watering. I can feel my mouth watering. I'm bringing the food up to my mouth. My mouth is freaking watering, like, okay, I'm opening my mouth and putting the food inside of my mouth. I'm chewing down, up, down. The texture of this food, it's a little crunchy. I like this. I wonder what this sensation is. Like, shit like that. This is literally the act of mindfulness meditation. So you can do this literally doing anything. Brushing your teeth. Oh, the bristles. Oh, my gums. I feel it. I acknowledge it. When you're walking outside, the swaying of your hips, the lifting of your knees, feel the grass underneath your feet. It's beautiful. You can literally practice while doing anything, okay? So, yeah. Oh, that's actually what I was going to talk about. So I kind of went into that anyway. Some of my favorite forms of mindfulness meditation are walking meditation, because, again, it's just being one. I love going outside underneath the moon at night and walking underneath the stars. I love it. It makes me so happy. And just being one with the ground. It's very grounding. You'll notice that when you come in, you're just so relaxed. It just feels so good. Another one, I like to go out cruising at night too. Night driving. That's kind of the same thing, but I just think it's really nice to just be out underneath the stars and play some music I like, and, like, just be one. Just be. Let's see. Gardening is another way of practicing mindfulness, and also I love bird watching. I love watching hummingbirds. It just fills my heart. It's something that just makes me so happy. That's another form of mindfulness meditation. Also, lastly, yoga. So again, it's when you're doing a physical act and being focused on that act and in that zone, in that meditative state, that is mindfulness meditation. So while the next time you're practicing your yoga, give it a try and see, if, like when you're practicing, when you experience that sensation, or when you're having those moments and you're just like, oh my God, this is yes. And you're literally just breathing and you're just in tune. That is meditation. So, I don't like to make my videos very long, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. My video on mindfulness meditation. It has been a pleasure as always. And, it's my honor to serve you. Please feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, especially if you have any other videos that you want me to make. I'm definitely going to be making a lot more soon, so keep your eyes out, subscribe, turn on the notifications. I promise I won't blow them up. I love you guys, and I thank you. Next time.